All right, what's going on, guys? And what we have here is a 72, I think that's a 72 Nova. Custom car. Gonna be doing a turbo kit on it. So it's a LS, I think it's a 5.3, right? 72 Nova. Looks pretty good. Like, I still want a Nova, man. It looks really, really, really good. Fiberglass hood. I like the elbow. Right, I like the Edelbrock intake, and they welded the bungs on it for fuel injectors. So this was this was originally a carburetor intake, but I can tell the injectors couplings were welded onto it, right? And we just talked about these, right? I should have thought about putting mine on the face of it like that, but then I would have had to relocate the coil packs, which I still may do that because I painted mine and they look really, really good. But anyway, so I already sort of kind of started. It's a Broad Warner turbo, but this is where we're going to be putting it. This is where he wanted it, in here. So now I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get it to fit there, right? Because this whole area is a little tight. I'm probably end up moving these coil packs, move it back a little bit, and that way it'll have plenty of room, and then I can do something with the exhaust. I'm also gonna move the radiator over a bit because I don't like this, right? We can't have this come in, Willie Fabrications, Drunken Fab, right? We can't have this and send it out like that. So we're gonna move the radiator over just a bit, maybe change this upper radiator hose, but then I'm gonna figure out how much. That side is easy, right? All I'm gonna do is just 90 it down and run it over. But I don't know how I'm gonna do this. All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna try to figure out how we're gonna get this mounted up. Hopefully we get it mounted up today, at least get the turbo set in place. If not today, then definitely tomorrow morning. Get it set in place, that way we can start running the piping. The good thing is that he has a Mave mount, right? Which means I don't have to build a bracket. I'm too cheap to buy one of these for my car, but this what's gonna make it real easy. All right, so we got part of the Mave mount somewhere already welded up. I needed to put a little rod in there so that I can mount it. So that's good to go. We're gonna let that cool probably to tomorrow, and then we'll get it mounted up. She is mounted on a Mave mount. That's her, she's mounted. And then we gotta start fabricating how we're gonna get the two pipes joined together, get a Y, or build a Y, and put them in there. But yeah, that Mave mount made it pretty easy. Got the Y pipes connected, and I have a 3-inch pipe down there. It's gonna connect to this 3-inch pipe over here eventually when I get to it. And then I have the exhaust, 5-inch to a 4-inch exhaust. It's a nice smooth, I like that. And I'm probably gonna, he wanted it to wrap around and come out the front. The angle of the turbo, man, that's a lot of pie cuts to get that thing. So I'm gonna just do it this way. Come back out behind the tire. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe below. It's a clean car, nice, love it. Side down, waiting on one more, probably waiting on a 3-inch 90 right there, and that should complete this hot side. It is really tight. You can see in here, it's snaking snaking down in there pretty good. All I got everything just tack welded in place right now, mostly everything. But see, it's not touching the hose down there. I need to trim a little bit more off right here just to make sure it's not touching, but that should be good. But yeah, it's snaking up and over the frame, around, and to right there. That's a lot, man. That's really close. It's really close, but it's gonna work out, right? And then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this cold side right there, right? I'm probably gonna have to cut a little bit out right here to get it to kick forward. Because this, right? This right here, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get this to work. Let's get it in there. But like, cut this off a little bit right here. This, and then just have it come this way, just a hair, and then curve it down. That might work. Actually, that might work. I'm definitely gonna need to cut some stuff though, but it's gonna be tight, man. We got the exhaust that's gonna come off over here, so I need another 90 to have it come over this way and then bend down, right? And then come over out the fender this way, back here, all right? It's gonna look really, really good when we get it done, man. It's gonna look really good. The intercooler is under the car. So today what I could do is just either work on the intercooler, because I can't do nothing else with the hot side right now. I'm waiting on the pipe. I can work on the exhaust, which I may just go ahead and get the exhaust right, but I can only go to a certain point because I need another 90. Should be here tomorrow. Or I can do pie cuts. I already ordered the 90s. I ain't doing pie cuts. It'll take too long. All right. I got the one V-band fully welded on there. Now I got to weld this one on. This is a lot of welding, right? This piece is fully welded up. I'm still thinking about cutting it to put the bellows in there, but that was a lot of welds on that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 welds just on that piece alone. And I was waiting on the 90 to come in for here. I'm using parts off of my stuff. And then I still got to weld all this back up in here, snake around all that. And then we still got to tackle the exhaust and then the intercooler part. Jeez.
I thought working on someone else's street car would be fun. Until I am 40 hours deep and still have not gotten to the intercooler.
Well, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not by now.
No, it's not fun.
This is a lot of fab work, man. This is a lot of fab work. I might take a week off after this. This is a good bit, man. Good bit. This is gonna make me not want to get back on this thing, but man, you guys talk about welding crazy. Jeez, that's a lot of welds on this pipe right here. A lot of welds, but that's the crossover, or that's the merge pipes, so that we can join these two guys right here and then join it into that turbo right there. Look how much clearance that, almost as if it was mounted perfectly. There's not a lot of clearance in there. To curve that from there to around there, but we get it done. But look at the hot side, man. It curving around those not piping, but curving around the radiator hoses pretty good. It's not touching anything, especially down there at the bottom. Like, it's not touching anything. And as you can see, the exhaust, how it's gonna go. I even built this little bracket here, fabricated that little bracket. It's bolted down here, so you know you can unbolt it and take the exhaust off. It'll be fine, right? And then it's gonna have a fender exit, as you can see, right? I'm gonna have this guy. Now I gotta do this perfect before I cut the hole in the fender. No more cutting. You can't recut a hole in the fender. Anyway, all right, that's gonna go. See, I got it marked already, but that's gonna go out like that, out the fender, and then we're gonna cut it flush with the fender, and then that'll be it for the exhaust. Once we get that done, that was a pain to get on there, but look at that down. See, not touching. Nothing's touching. I put some work in for this, man. But he's still gonna have to take this off. Now, with it being, he's still gonna have to take this off because he doesn't have his gasket in there. I wanted to put the bellows in here. It'll give it a little flex room, but everything is solid. He's gonna have to put solid motor mounts on it. That's all what it is.
Just sing a little bit.
And guess what? This sucker jumped right back at me. But while I was fumbling around, I guess I was too drunk to see. The moment I opened my door, y'all. So we're back and we are done with the Nova and the turbo kit. 72 Nova, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. I should have looked at it. But it's done. Finally, after 70 hours, a lot of parts, a lot of cutting, trial, measure, recut, tack weld, a lot of stuff. Thinking I'm done, turn the wheel, oh, it's hitting the pipes. Now I gotta waste 5 hours and go back and fix everything. But she's done. Just pop the hood or lift off the hood, show y'all what we got here, and give it back to the customer this weekend. And hopefully he runs some good numbers with us. Hopefully. Here it is, the finished product. He's gonna replace this 2.5 inch pipe right here. Well, he might run it like that for a while, but we got 3 inch coming out the turbo over here. I did flip the intercooler upside down just because it made it easier connecting the piping, right? And then you have all this, the hot side down in there. And then still need to put his his O2 sensor in there. Have the bracket back there to sturdy the exhaust. And then right out the fender, right over here. I tried to mimic the little flare on the fender and the exhaust. And then I think it came out pretty good. This is gonna be wild when it's on the two-step. Yeah. So that is it, man. We are done. But that is it, man. We're done. I already wiped her down. And she's gonna go in the trailer and go back to on to the next project.